I can't believe it did this to me. Why did it have to be the red screen of death? Oh hello everyone, welcome to my video game bloomers, a look at the ups and downs in video games, ranging from flop consoles, to ridiculous accessories, and even cash grabs aplenty. Today, we have something that classifies as being part of all three categories. Funnily enough, it was a sub-format of DVD that allowed you to compete in your favorite game shows, or even occasionally play video games without the need of a console. This was one of the biggest media fads of the 2000s, or at least over here in the UK. These are none other than DVD games, which were really cheap excuses for entertainment, and everyone fell for them, even me, 20 years after this fad started. So, if you just saw in the intro, I was playing one of these DVD games, and it was Robo Race, which is possibly the worst thing I have ever witnessed on a DVD player, also known as my PlayStation 2. Even worse, my copy was second-hand from a charity shop where they have loads of copies of the exact same game, likely because everyone hated it. I've thrown it away in the bin, so I never have to see it again. Without further ado, I'm going to start up my PS2 again and have my camera turn round the other side of my bed. Hello Quackers, hello Dusty, come on in. Anyways, let's get in with those DVD game bloomers. Starting us off is Millionaire's Chris Tarrant on what DVD Extra is.
Hello and welcome to this special DVD version of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? Thanks to the very clever invention called DVD Extra, you can now play Who Wants to Be a Millionaire in the comfort of your very own living room, using nothing but the remote control that came with your DVD player. This is your chance to win a virtual £1 million. And there's the possibility, if you get to the magic 1 million mark, you could win some great prizes in our prize draw as well. Not virtual prizes, but real life, touchy-feely, winnable prizes. You could even win the chance to be in the audience when we record the show. But you'll only get that chance if you get to 1 million. Have fun playing Who Wants to Be a Millionaire?
DVD Extra was created by Zootech, a then subsidiary of media company Zoo Digital, and as such, Who Wants to Be a Millionaire was the first DVD to utilize the technology. Released in 2002 by Zoo Digital Publishing, after the release of that and a Pepsi chart show DVD game, many other companies such as Universal took their helms by releasing DVD games utilizing Zoo's DVD Extra technology in different genres, ranging from quizzes, to sport, to music trivia, to children's releases. There were also other similar engines used to create DVD games, such as Imagination's DVD Game Pro. Now, the first DVD game we will feature is something I wanted to cover for a while, and it's surely a lot better than Robo Race any day. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Richard and Judy's You Say We Pay by EMI Records. Thank you all. You've been a great audience.
Hugh, there's no audience aside from me watching you dance like an idiot and Dusty playing the piano. You aren't even recording in a studio. Why exactly are you dancing to a cheesy 2000s chat show theme tune in the first place?
I have no idea. Let's just get to what the chat show duo have to say about this game.
Hi, I'm Richard.
And I'm Judy.
And this is our You Say We Pay interactive DVD game.
Now, you've all seen the part in our show, You Say We Pay, where we give away lots of money to a lucky viewer. Well, now it's your chance to play the game. Not for real money, sorry. This is just for fun. Unlike the show, it's been designed so that you can play with family and friends. As well as You Say We Pay, there are lots of other games on the DVD to add to all the fun.
So, grab that remote control, good luck, and start playing.
I don't have any motives in even playing this game anymore, but the bonus mini-games included a one where you impersonate celebrities, one where you find household items, and the list goes on. It feels like IME, Cactus TV and Spada Development really wanted to expand on the original phone-in game, but in this case it just doesn't work out the way it should have. Not only that, it's a multiplayer-only game, so you would need family and friends to play it regardless. To conclude, this was the very game on the Richard and Judy show that started off the phone-in scandals, so the release game had not just bad timing, but bad taste. Now, since we've talked about one game, how about we talk about a company whose move to the DVD game craze ended up causing their own downfall. This company was none other than Upstarts. Upstarts was a board game and toy manufacturer based in Ipswich, founded by Tom White in 1988. The company produced many toys and trinkets, but their most well-known product was a lineup of board games based on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire?, which would become the best-selling toy in the United Kingdom in both 1999 and 2000. Their old website proclaims that they put the fun back into games, but that is definitely not the case when it came to the reason they ended up going under: an overstock of DVD games. In 2003, the company released a Mr. and Mrs. DVD game, which was actually one of the first DVD games to be released. The cover art looked promising, with the classic logo and even having Derek Beatty, the host of the border television version of the show, as the game's narrator. Unfortunately, there's no footage I can provide of the game as I don't own it in my own personal collection, but from what I read online, the game is completely interactive and doesn't require paper. There's even some extras as well if you don't fancy playing, so it does sound like a promising start to Upstarts' DVD move. The following year in 2004, Upstarts released a Gala Bingo DVD set, which is the perfect way to hold your own game of bingo without going all the way to your local bingo hall. This was a top seller for Christmas that year, and this led to the company spending the next 2 years cranking out titles from left and right, most infamously with their lineup of ITV licensed titles, Bullseye, Catchphrase, Coronation Street, Emmerdale, and Countdown, all of which were complete failures, maybe except for their classic Bullseye title. In fact, let's take a look at some of the introductions. In 1.
What are you doing? Get on with the show.
Sorry Quackers. Let's show off the Upstarts catchphrase intro before he gets even more madder.
Welcome to Catchphrase. Create your very own game show at home with the help of Mr. Chips and hundreds of catchphrase animations. All the family can play. Just divide into 2 teams and try to be the first to solve the catchphrase. The winning team after 2 rounds have a chance for glory as they attempt to cross the super catchphrase board.
What makes literal sense is how Upstarts were able to use the actual Bullseye theme tune, but the catchphrase theme is a tune that vaguely resembles the original. This sorta reminds me of what Universal did with their Family Fortunes games.
I'd be honest, what was on Imagination's mind to replace the classic Family Fortunes theme with a cheaper tune?
No idea, Dusty. Most likely copyright issues. Considering you're here now and the fact I went on a tangent, have you had experience with an Upstarts DVD game before?
I can't say I have, but from what you've shown to us, I don't feel like they'd be any fun at all. I would rather just sit down and play on Brian's Sega Saturn with a bit of bass to move to.
Fine enough, Dusty. I would much prefer doing that too. But now, let's get to the complete fall of Upstarts. We head on to 2006, and with an endless supply of DVD games that were available, Upstarts were having trouble actually trying to sell them. They made the mistake of producing more than what they could actually sell, or in a nutshell, an overstock of DVD games. Most people began to see how much of a rip-off they truly were, especially with Upstarts, who didn't seem to care about being faithful to the source material and more about making the dough. Their cash flow problems led to the company collapsing into administration in April 2007, and their assets were sold off to San Francisco-based board game manufacturer University Games, who were wise enough not to continue with the DVD game lineup and is still around to this day, making board games out of game shows such as Pointless and more recently, a new Bullseye one. Now, that's the end of this tale, but join us in the next part where we take a look at a British game developer who ditched video games after only one title and moved on to the DVD game market as well, to problematic results. Don't touch that remote, everyone. Welcome back to DVD Game Bloomers, and for our final part we've got plenty to offer, from another fully fledged company who suffered the same fate as Upstarts, to a typo fiasco, to maybe myself actually trying to play one of these games. It's all here.
And not forgetting Dusty and me. Gee, Hugh, you certainly are annoying during the break.
But at least you can get back to your show now.
Right then, let's get on with the show, before the duck and cat get more annoyed with my antics. So, 2006 was a big year in the DVD game market, at least for some companies. There was one distributor named DDS Media, and they happened to release their first, and only, product that year. Can you guess what it is? That's right, a DVD game. This was Eamonn Holmes Spell, which was loosely based on a BBC competition series for children named Hardspell, which Holmes also presented. This DVD game doesn't exactly tie in with it, but it is very similar in its premise and gameplay. The game itself is completely unremarkable, unless you really want to beat Holmes at his own game. Who wouldn't? But, that's not exactly what we're here for. It was what happened before the game came out. So, the game was called Spell, and in the most ironic nature, the packaging initially had a typo. Let's see if you can spot it. Alright, 5 seconds are up. Eamonn's name was misspelled with only one N. And boy, was he mad when he discovered the mistake straight away. According to someone who worked at DDS Media, Holmes yelled out on the phone to someone, "How can you expect people to buy this game when you've misspelled my name on the front? Everyone thinks they can spell? Well, you lot obviously can't." The typo makes for the greatest sense of irony. A spelling game with a typo on the front of the packaging. This is so funny to the point it makes me laugh. Ha 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 hee hoo hoo.
Hugh, stop laughing like a dumb butt and get back on topic. Gee, I'm getting tired of this.
Whoops, sorry Quackers. But to all of you, you get the point, don't you? Yes, you.
Your jokes are awful, please act mature for once.
By golly Quackers, what's gotten into you today?
It's not me, Hugh, it's the fact that this show is falling apart completely. You haven't even bothered to play at least one DVD game. It's like you're trying to deliberately avoid playing these games. Call yourself a gamer. Think again.
And now Cedric's text-to-speech voice is glitching out. Cedric.
Stop calling me that, you pathetic excuse of a monster. You're nothing but a piece of...
Hello everyone, it's me, Dusty. I had to leave the room fast, because you and Quackers had gotten into a heated argument, so heated that the fire department had arrived to extinguish the fire. Don't worry, Hugh's apartment wasn't damaged, and both Hugh and Quackers weren't exactly harmed, more or less performing slapstick on one another. But as we're cartoons, nothing harms us, or does it? Anyways, let me get back to your regularly scheduled video.
I apologize for this mess, but Quackers gave me a compromise that after I go over my next DVD game company retrospective, I must play a DVD game he has chosen personally for me. But anyways, let's get on with the show, again. Alongside Upstarts, there was another failed DVD game company that emerged, only to crash into a fiery demise. This was Circle Studio, based in Derby. Circle was formed in 2003 by Jeremy Heath Smith, one of the founders of Core Design, alongside his brother, Adrian Smith, who also worked there. As you might know, Core Design is most known for creating and developing the Tomb Raider franchise, so it might seem like a genius move for some former employees to branch off to form their own studio. Over 32 employees moved from Core to Circle, and the company developed a first-person shooter for the PlayStation 2 and Xbox entitled Without Warning in 2005, which was published by Capcom. However, it had received poor reviews from critics and also sold poorly. But what was a success for Circle was a DVD music trivia game named Now That's What I Call a Music Quiz, which was released for the Christmas season that year by EMI Records, selling over 500,000 units and becoming one of the best-selling DVD games in the UK market. The success of the game led to Circle Studio completely exiting the video game market and focusing exclusively on DVD games. They secured a 7-figure investment from the Royal Bank of Scotland in 2006, and they used that to secure licensing deals from companies like Discovery Networks, DreamWorks Animation, Fremantle Media, and EMI. Most of Circle Studios' titles were released for the 2006 Christmas season. The sales were pretty unremarkable, leading to most titles, including the Discovery licensed ones, being cancelled. This comment thread on YouTube user Infected Flinch from a former employee certainly explains that even he wasn't thrilled to work on DVD games. It was pretty obvious from that Circle was not going to survive. The studio went out of business and was liquidated not long after in February 2007, with their employees moving to other game developers in the area. Now we've got that out of the way, let's take a look at some of the DVD games that Circle Studio developed, namely Blockbusters and The Price is Right, which they licensed from Fremantle Media. I would like to have a pee please Bob. I'll say it this way, this MIDI recreation of the Blockbusters theme isn't too bad. It makes me wonder what the game is like, especially with Bob Hurness appearing in it.
And be honest. If you got the answer right, then the highlighted hex will turn your team's colour. Get it wrong and the hex will remain blank. Play will alternate between the two teams until the complete line is created across the board. A horizontal line for the blues or a vertical line for the white team. Blockbusters is the best of 3 games, so the first team to win 2 rounds will go through to the gold run.
Bob doesn't sound too great in this. If that previous comment had anything to go by, it definitely sounds like he was recovering. To be honest, if Circle even knew what they were doing, they could have gone with someone else. Sure, Bob at least tried to put effort into it, but just from this sample alone, it's just sad. May he rest in peace. And now come on down to The Price is Right, which was based on the then recent revival series hosted by stand-up comedian Joe Pasquale. Even my text-to-speech voice can't pronounce his name, so now I have the last laugh.
It's Britain's brightest game show. It's The Price is Right. But there'd be no show without Joe. It's Joe Pasquale!
What's everybody? Welcome to The Price is Right, and I'm so glad you came to the show. Hope you all have a lovely time. So, let's get started.
To be honest, there's a good reason why this version of The Price is Right was as short-lived as yesterday's newspaper. Aside from being beaten in the ratings by Paul O'Grady on Channel 4, this DVD game likely couldn't even translate the price in games well because DVD games fail at a lot of things, especially trying to play games. Maybe that might explain why a lot of them come with slips of paper for you to write down your own scores. At least this one doesn't, but it still doesn't make it any better. So, that's it for Circle, another company that failed over their overstatement of the DVD game market. Now, what else is there to go over? Oh, here's a good one. How about we go out of dedicated DVD games to something a lot simpler? That's right, it's DVD games on DVD movies. They were a common sight on DVDs that contain bonus features. Most of them are just stock standard trivia games about the movie or TV show, while others are actual games you can play through. They vary in quality, so one game might be better than another. In this case, watch this home video of me completing one of these from a DVD I borrowed from Brian before I recorded the very special you're watching right now. The prize I got was just a trailer package, as if the distributor didn't know what to throw in. Hello again, Quackers. I want to apologize for my annoyance towards you today and for causing the massive fire that somehow didn't damage my flat.
That's okay, Hugh. I'm sorry for my rudeness and unleashing all those vulgar words towards you. To make up for this pointless argument we had, I've bought you a gift. A DVD game for you to look over that I found in the local charity shop for 10 pence. It's called Robo Race, and it looks really fun. We can both play it together.
What? No, please, anything but Robo Race. Oh no.
Hugh. Hugh. Are you okay? That's pretty odd. The first he's all sarcastic, and now he's scared out of his wits. He must have had a bad experience with Robo Race when I left to buy this exact game. Looks like I'm going to have to play it myself. Plus, how bad could it be? But regardless, we've run out of time on DVD game bloomers anyway. Since you ran off somewhere, I'll have the verge to say, thanks for watching and see you next time.
And from me, Dusty the Cat, I'll see you next time as well.
Well, I'm glad to have escaped from my flat out of the terrors of Robo Race and headed into Brian's flat. At least I can snag some Wotsits while he's out of the house.
Oh no you don't, Hugh. There was a reason why the door was open to begin with. The Father Ted performance was cancelled due to sickness, so I had to return home. Anyways, weren't you recording video game bloomers or something?
It's a long story, Brian, a long story.